So we are doing our first Women for Ukraine interview, Sundays with Women for Ukraine. And we have two lovely guests, Natalia and her son are joining us today. So we've got the English and the Ukrainian sides all covered. And I want to first introduce you, Natalia. So you are a civil servant. You have a law degree. You are extremely educated. You have 3 higher educations. And by specialty, you're a teacher of the Ukrainian language and literature and culture. And I wanted to start off asking a question that kind of, falls into all of that. And we see that not only is this war about traditional bombs and territories, but we see that this war is also about the destruction and the annihilation of the Ukrainian people, their culture, everything that gives them their existence. And for you, with your background of teaching and popularizing Ukrainian culture, how does this make you feel?
Дюна Кетрін, маючи 3 вищі освіти,
If I have 3 higher education,
я дуже боялася, що в іншій країні я не зможу себе зреалізувати.
I so scared because in another country it's another rules about education, and if I can just improve my skills in another country.
Але жінки вони наскільки сильні, що їм під силу абсолютно все.
But women had this power and they can do everything.
And why do you think teaching in light of, the attack on the whole Ukrainian people and culture as a whole, why do you think it's more important than ever to keep teaching and directing people to learn about the Ukrainian cultures and traditions?
В цій країні, вже у Великобританії, я познайомилася із людьми, яким цікава наша українська культура. І вже тут я вирішила, що зможу теж навчати української мови і літератури, а також знайомити з українськими традиціями.
So already in United Kingdom, she knows some people who want to know more about Ukrainian literature, Ukrainian and Ukrainian culture. To teach them about Ukraine.
Я розпочала волонтерську діяльність зараз і хочу вас познайомити. Ми вже зробили 2 майстер-класи з таких ангеликів.
So she already started some volunteer experience, and she has to public conference to speak about traditional Ukrainian toy. So like that. So,
yes, and that is one thing we're going to show. I wanted to show a couple of examples for everyone of your promotion and education of Ukrainian culture, and I wanted to start out with the pies, and for you to tell me a little bit about that. I love baking pies, and I've found this recipe, and I'm going to try it. My grandmother taught me how to bake pies, so I thought that this was especially neat. And I'm going to share a couple of pictures, and I will just let you kind of speak to what we're seeing, and talk about the pie and that day. And obviously, of course, this pie was listed in the National List of Intangible Cultural Heritage of Ukraine. my dog, don't you just love that? My dog is barking.
My dog.
You know what? This is what happens when you don't have a big production crew and a live studio. You get to deal with these fun types of things. But let me share the pictures of the pie and that day, and I will let you speak to that as we're showing them. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the pie itself.
By the way.
Okay. So, in July of 2022, and of course, deep into the war already, and this was listed along with the toys in the intangible cultural heritage of Ukraine. And you brought journalists from all over Ukraine to experience the art of creating and baking this pie.
Джона Кетрін, в Україні я ініціювала створення 2 національних рекордів, які нам вдалося втілити в життя.
So in Ukraine, she made a list of records in pie and about toy.
2 національні рекорди – це найдовший був яворівський розпис, довжиною 257 метрів 50 сантиметрів.
So first record, it was about the longest painting on some material, and it contained 257 centimeters.
Другий національний рекорд ми виконували найбільшою кількістю учасників пісні Володимира Івасюка. Це були пісні «Червона рута», яку всі знають.
So second record, it's about the most popular song of Ukraine. It's named Червона рута. So in Yalyuk, it was a lot of people who sang these national songs.
Yes.
So you can see some photos of this one.
Yes, right there. You're receiving the certificate.
Yeah, it's certificate of record.
Згодом була таке велике бажання популяризувати яворівську забавку, і готувалися документи для подачі в Міністерство культури, облікових карток для внесення до реєстру нематеріальної спадщини яворівського пирога, яворівської забавки.
Also, she made some form about Yavoriv toy and pie to Ukrainian government about what Ukrainian toy and pie should be in record of UNESCO.
І коли я вже була у Великобританії 6 липня 2022 року, я отримала надзвичайно приємну звістку, що саме цього дня було внесено до нематеріальної спадщини України яворівський пиріг та яворівську забавку.
And on 6th of July this year, it was successful in Ukrainian government decide to give to Ukrainian Yavoriv toy and pie to this record, to list of records.
І саме це це стало
Go ahead.
що вже у Великобританії я вирішила познайомити теж саме з яворівською забавкою і яворівським пирогом вже тут, і напевне натхненна цією роботою, тому що вона зараз є волонтерська, але дуже приносить велике задоволення.
So, and for sure it was like first step to do this volunteer stages about Yavoriv toy and pie, and for sure this made me happy.
А друге, надзвичайне задоволення, що мені вдалося познайомитися з вами. І я наскільки є щаслива, що зможу долучатися до всіх акцій, які ви проводите.
And next stage, it what I'm so happy to meet with you, and I'm so happy what we can do a lot of events to promote Ukraine.
Oh, well, bless your heart. I'm so excited to be talking with you. We've talked for several months, but it's great to be able to speak to you face to face and show everything that you're doing. I've had so much fun looking at all the pictures that you sent and looking up all the different things that you've done and educating myself with just the different, I mean, you're a real ambassador to the Ukrainian language and culture. And it's just been so much fun being able to see everything that you have done. It's been absolutely, absolutely amazing. And the paintings and the colors within the toys and this painting themselves, it's traditional to use the yellow and the red and the green, isn't it?
Власне, кольорова гама є дуже маленька, і ви побачите лише декілька кольорів. Це є жовтий, червоний, зелений і крапка.
So yeah, for sure, it's traditional on this toy to use. If you can see yellow, the most next is green, red, and small white dots.
Жовтий символізує сонце.
So if you know, yellow, it symbolizes sun, energy of sun.
Червоний символізує квіти.
So red is symbolizes some flowers.
Зелений символізує дерева і траву.
Green symbolizes tree and grass.
І білий розбавляє червоний і зелений колір.
And yellow give something new to these colors, natural color.
Інших кольорів не використовують.
In traditional painting of Lyalyuk, we have only this color, so only yellow, white, green, and red.
Тому що ці кольори можна було робити із тих продуктів, які
make from natural materials.
Mm-hmm. And it's over 400 years old, isn't it, the tradition of this?
Хочу розказати про те, що таку забавку робити було дуже дороговартісне задоволення. І майстрів є дуже мало в Україні.
So for sure, it's very hard to work to do these toys, and for sure, it's not very much masters of this toy.
Іграшок в Україні майже не було. Тому доводилось робити вручну.
So in Ukrainian people should do it by their own. This toy named Lapovka.
Алася робити, і була цілий день зайнята.
So goal of this toy, it's mean what this ball should be here. And children can play this game.
We have something similar for kids in the States too, with a ball attached to a little paddle.
Yes, so traditional very.
Яка символізувала те, що відганяє вибух.
And for sure, tree from which this toy made, it symbolizes something good and symbolizes what they can just secure your house from something magic like that.
Nice, nice. Well, I think it's a beautiful art. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
Також це мистецтво почало занепадати.
Of this toy was go down.
І колись кошти митцям, а потім
One famous Ukrainian pop, Andrei Shevkitsky, give money to these people who can make these toys, and then just take this toys to orphans. It was a really good deal to support how like producers and children.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's okay, because I have my cat right next to me, and he's trying to attack the computer. So it's, it's all okay. You're fine. You're fine. I have my cat right next to me who's trying to attack the computer. So this is just going to be, this is a fun interview. So, another thing I touching base on all of that. So aspects of the Ukrainian traditions seem to be deeply rooted in an attention to detail and the process and the time that it takes. You know, we see that with the embroidery and the toy making. When does the process of passing it on to the younger generations begin? Are younger generations taught by watching their mothers and grandmothers, or how are you taught?
Традиційне виховання, воно передбачає велику любов до дитини. І своїх дітей з маличку я виховала на українських традиціях.
So firstly, the traditional of mother and father and children, it's very good relationships. Firstly, it's love to your child and like that. So I grow up my children with love.
Я їм співала українські пісні, колискові.
So I sang special Ukrainian songs named Koleskovi, which is going for children just to sleep.
А далі, працюючи вже тоді, коли робота була пов'язана із своїх дітей, і вони виконували головні ролі у будь-яких заходах, виставах.
And then when I have started to work in with culture and education, I have a lot of events where my children had really main roles in place.
Зовсім незабаром буде Різдво. І в Україні є гарна традиція – це створення вертепу, українського вертепу.
So soon Christmas, and we have one main tradition for Christmas, what we made one place named Vertep.
І вже в Единбурзі на старті ми розпочинаємо свій український вертеп у Великобританії.
And now in Edinburgh we are starting to make this play Vertep, like Ukrainian, British Vertep.
Wonderful. And you received in 2021, you were awarded a extremely special medal by the Rada of Ukraine for your service to the people. And I want to show that, and I want you to talk about that. That's basically like in the States receiving a special medal from our Congress or our version of you know, the White House. And so I want to show what you received, the medal itself, and then the certificate. We'll start right here with the medal. And if you can talk about this. This must have been just absolutely, I mean, amazing. What an honor.
У 2021 році, напевне, найбільшою такою подякою за велику роботу – це заслуги перед українським народом. Той день для мене став найпам'ятнішим у всьому мого життя.
So for sure, on 2021, I have received a certificate from Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, which for sure it's main and other people. And in this day, I was so happy because all my work seen by the will remember this day.
Її вручив народний депутат.
Sure, the certificate was given me by the deputy of Ukraine, Mr.
І від щастя я дуже плакала.
And for sure, I was crying.
Тому що робота – це, мабуть, усе моє життя.
Because for sure, my work is my life.
And how wonderful to be honored in such a way at the highest level. I mean, just wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to ask you a little bit, if you could, you know, you were born and raised in Lviv, and you moved to Edinburgh as a result of the war. I was wondering if you could take us back to that day, to February 24th. How did you feel as a Ukrainian, and particularly as a mother who is, you know, responsible now because of the war for a new kind of safety for you and your family?
Напевно, це був найважчий день усього мого життя. Моє день народження випадає 28 лютого.
So for sure, it was very hard day of all my life because it's the war, and my birthday is just in 4 days, so it's 28th of February.
І це був перший рік, коли ми взагалі про нього не згадали.
It was first year where we were.
Я навіть не можу розповісти про свої почуття, тому що, направду, це дуже страшно пережити той ранок.
Sure, I can't say any feelings because it was so hard just to live in this morning of 24th of February.
На Терезах було життя дітей і особисто життя власне.
So for sure, my responsibility was life of my life and life of my family.
Я абсолютно все українське.
I can understand what Russian can just destroy everything.
Тому з собою я взяла дітей і вишиванки, те, що мені було дуже дороге.
And I take my children and my вишиванки, which is really very important for Ukrainians.
Їхала я в невідомість, але розуміла, що саме тут я буду корисна своїй Україні.
And I don't know where I can just go, but I know I can just be very useful here for Ukraine.
Те, що робить зараз Росія, напевне, відома нам, тому що ми знаємо, що це не люди, це не тварини, це навіть не знаючи, які істоти є. Так, нищити Україну і все українське не можуть взагалі люди.
Sure, it's so hard because how just Russian can destroy everything, Ukrainian city, Ukrainian language, everything what can be just named Ukraine. They destroyed everything.
50 днів я була волонтером медико-психологічної допомоги на Львівському вокзалі.
50 days I was like volunteer in the Lviv railway station to help people from other cities.
Приїжджали перші потяги, це були потяги із Києва і з Харкова.
First trains were from Kyiv and Kharkiv.
Надавала медичну допомогу, а ввечері приходила і плакала, тому що так складалось враження, що мені треба було отримувати цю медичну допомогу від того, що я тільки чула з розповідей людей.
One day I just help people, but when I come to home I just cry.
Люди приїжджали в одних лише хатньому одязі, в тих тапочках, і серце моє краялося і рвалося від того. Я намагалася усміхатися, але десь та усмішка була не така, яка би мала би бути.
For sure, people just come in one closet, tried to smile, but for sure the smile was very hard. It was very hard for me to smile to them.
Медико-психологічну допомогу організувала неймовірна жінка, це Галина Бордун, яка змогла залучити тих людей, дуже молодих людей, які приїхали із Маріуполя, з Харкова, з Києва.
For sure, I'm so thankful to all people who have invited to this beautiful, for this perfect event, for all people, for all young people who joined to this action, to this help.
Багато разів, коли вже були обстріли, ми теж ховалися у бомбосховищі, але розуміли допомогу людям, які приїжджали до Львова і їхали до Польщі та інших країн.
I have helped to all people who come from other cities who want or other European or cities.
Багато певні якісь потреби для надання психологічної допомоги.
Some people know what they want from medical help or mind help, something like that.
Зрештою, зараз розповідаючи про ці події, я чую, що десь на момент мені знову навертаються сльози, тому що важко пережити те, що відбувалося, і дуже хочеться, щоб це нарешті закінчилося.
Sure, it's so hard to tell about this because I can just start to cry because just in my days and it's just so hard.
And you stayed volunteering. I had just shown a picture of your group that you were volunteering with, and you stayed for about 3 months doing this type of work. When did you decide that it was time that you had to make the extremely difficult decision to leave Ukraine with your children?
У квітень місяць.
It was April and it was just some rockets in the Ukraine, which is just give decide to do this.
Це було надзвичайно важке рішення, і я до цього часу вагаю, чи правильно я зробила.
It was so hard decision and I don't know for sure do it I right or no.
you went to Edinburgh. Was this someplace that you chose, or was it just what was available for people that don't know how it works to have to all of a sudden leave your country because of a war? Is there a choice in where you were able to go, or just what was available?
В принципі, я, можливо, би і не знала, в яке місце, і чи взагалі не їхати, але велику допомогу мені запропонували друзі, знайомі саме з цього місця.
For sure, I don't know which city I can go, but it was really a lot of people from this city who want to help Ukrainians.
And there is a Ukrainian community. Was there a Ukrainian community there before the war, or is now there really one because of other Ukrainians living in Edinburgh because of the war?
Українська спільнота в Единбурзі з'явилася після війни.
So Ukrainian community in Edinburgh has grown from First World War.
Вона не була дуже чисельною, але величезна заслуга в тому, що, власне, все українське трималося на цьому українському клубі, і там були справжні ті українці, в яких в серці живе любов до України.
Sure, it was not very big community, but they take everything with Ukraine, from Ukraine, everything about Ukraine, they take in one Ukrainian club where they can just meet and talk about Ukraine.
And are you, obviously you wish that you would be in Ukraine and with family and friends and a normal life, but where you're at now, do you feel like you're living, or do you feel like everything is on pause and you're more just trying to exist until you can get back home?
Я щосекунди чекаю повернення до України. І чекаю, що українська армія переможе. Україна буде
Every day I'm just thinking about the win of Ukraine and possible to go back, and I believe what Ukraine will win.
I wanted to ask, or I wanted to show everybody, of course, the protest that you took part in, the Women for Ukraine, the Stop Rape protest that you headed up in Edinburgh. And I want to show some pictures of that. And there were 38 cities that took part worldwide, and of all of the cities that took part, one of the cities, your cities that took part in it was especially, it really set with me and really struck me, and that is because of the girls that participated that day that we didn't know about until you and I spoke and you shared pictures, and that was that you had girls from Bucha and Ypres and Kharkiv participate that day. They helped to paint the T-shirts that you wore that day, and I'm going to share a series of pictures. Can you talk about that day and what it meant for you, and especially to have girls from those areas in which we were protesting against the use of rape in war, and primarily from those territories.
До Великобританії ми їхали разом із Анетою Смолярик з Польщі, яка працює і живе у Великобританії.
When we moved to the United Kingdom, we have met with Georgia's Polish woman, and Smolarek.
Власне, вона мені розповіла про організацію Women for Ukraine.
And she has thought about organization Women for Ukraine.
Саме це дало можливість познайомитись з вами.
And this gave an opportunity to meet with you.
До цієї акції я долучилася разом з дочкою і жінками, які приїхали з України.
So I take a part in this event with my daughter and other women from Ukraine.
Ми знайшли фарби і самостійно створили малюнки на білому одязі.
We have found some colors and made some pictures on some t-shirts.
Ніхто з нас не був художником, але кожна літера, вона линула від серця і хотіла передати свої почуття.
But every color, every letter just give this power of Ukraine.
Ми намалювали карту України і зобразили ті міста, які вперше були захоплені росіянами.
So we have made Ukraine and write cities which had been on first days under Russians.
На той час ми не знали, що трапилося із сім'єю наших друзів, які жили в Ірпіні.
On this time we don't know what had happened with family who live in Irpin.
І, можливо, навіть саме наші ці малюнки, вони мали можливість передати, донести людям, які проживають не в Україні, ту ситуацію, яка відбувається саме в нас.
And maybe these pictures give an opportunity to these people who not in Ukraine just to know what is going on Ukraine about this horrible situation.
І хоча кров у нас на тілі була намальована, то наше серце переживало тими людьми, які зазнали страшних знущань з боку російської армії.
We have draw a blood on our body, but maybe this, but heart just show what the Russians do with Ukrainian people.
І, власне, це було, мабуть, щастя від Бога. Коли закінчилася ця акція, за декілька днів ми довідалися про сім'ю наших знайомих, які перебували на той час в Ірпіні, і вони опинилися росіяни, їх вивезли до Росії.
So, and after a few days, we know what is going on with this family from Ukraine. So the Russian army just takes this family to Russia.
І я надзвичайно дякую Women Forum Ukraine за те, що ви доносите ту інформацію, правдиву інформацію, яка відбувається у нас.
I'm so thankful to organization Women for Ukraine for your work, what you just give to people, truth information about Ukraine.
It's the looking at the pictures of that day from what you organized. It's so powerful, and who was there, and you particularly being Ukrainian and everyone coming together. It was a very, very powerful day, a very powerful demonstration from Edinburgh. I think one of the most of the 38 cities that participated that day. It had very special connections and very special ties to it.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I wanted to ask, your life now in Edinburgh, are you continuing everything that you did in Ukraine? Of course, how you live and your day-to-day life and your teachings to your children and of course people you know, helping them to understand what it is to be Ukrainian and the beauty of your culture.
Те, що я робила в Україні, я перенесла у Великобританію. І як на диво, ніколи не думала, що можу викладати українську мову не в Україні, а у Великобританії.
So everything what I have done in Ukraine, I just moved to United Kingdom, and I'm just can never believe what I can just teach Ukrainian literature and Ukrainian in the United Kingdom.
Ніколи не думала про те, що саме із мистецтвом яворівського розпису і з тими предметами, які внесені до нематеріальної спадщини України, яворівський пиріг і яворівська завивка, я теж познайомлю в першу чергу людей, які живуть вже в Великобританії.
I have never mind what I can just meet British people, British and Scottish people with Ukrainian Yavoriv toy and
Здається, але наскільки я відчуваю близькість до України і можливість чим я роблю, допомогти зараз.
Miles from the United Kingdom to Ukraine, but I see this power what I can just do for Ukraine now in the United Kingdom.
Я залучилась до проведення, власне, благодійних акцій. І перша благодійна акція, дякую пані Світлані, яка проживає тут у Великобританії, ми зорганізували ярмарок український, де був представлений яворівський розпис. І вдалося зібрати на цьому ярмарку 1290 фунтів для закупівлі броньовика для військових.
So for sure, my first volunteer was in the Ukrainian festival where I have made some speak about Ukrainian toy, Ukrainian Yavoriv toy. On this event we have earned about 1,030 pounds. All this money will give to buy a car for Ukrainian soldiers.
Вже 17 грудня чекає другий благодійний ярмарок, де з пані Світланою і іншими жінками ми будемо також проводити майстер-класи і маємо велику надію зібрати кошти для закупівлі зимового одягу для наших солдатів.
Next, this festival will be on the 17th of December, and I think we'll earn more money for the winter clothes for Ukrainian soldiers.
So you're just continuing, I know, every day to do what you can from where you can, every moment of the day to give back to your country and to help. Everybody's fighting in the war. You know, you don't have to have a gun or be a soldier to be fighting for Ukraine. Everybody is fighting in their own way, every way that they can, like, you know, like you're doing every day. And the Ukrainian people, you know, just the way they've all come together and are fighting in this way, whether you're a soldier or you've had to leave your country, but you're finding other ways to help fight. It's something that I think the world, you really inspired the world, everybody coming together. You kind of, for me, you know, really showed what I think we lost as a people. And it's just been absolutely inspiring to see that despite what is happening, despite the atrocities, you hold your heads high and you don't get tired and you fight in every way you can, right alongside the men and women that are actually fighting as soldiers. It's absolutely remarkable.
I thank you for your help.
Well, we're just, I'm so excited to finally get to see you and talk to you. And we've done a lot of talking back and forth over Facebook. And so this has been great. You're my first interview, and it's been so much fun, you know, with the dogs and the cat that's crawling all over the place. But it was great, right? It was fun. Lastly, what will you do you think, when the war officially ends? Are you going to go absolutely crazy and throw big parties like I know, oh, for heaven's sakes, and I lost you. Just a minute. I don't know if
Коли закінчиться
you'll see me or not. There we go. The cat walking across the screen. But I know everybody will just erupt in mass celebrations. What is the first thing that you think you'll do? All of you, your family, your children.
В першу чергу, я буду найщасливіша людина в світі.
I will be so happy on this day.
І запрошу в гості до себе в Україну своїх друзів. Тому, Джуна Кетрін, ви будете моя перша гостя.
And first thing what I will do is just invite all my friends, and you will be first who will be invited.
І вже в Україні я зможу розповісти про найпрекраснішу країну в світі.
And in Ukraine, I will tell you a lot of interesting about Ukraine and show you a lot of things.
My home for you.
So welcome. Our home. It's
that will be wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And is there anything else you'd like to say or add to kind of wrap it up for anybody that's watching? Any important message that you would like to get out about your country, or the war, the struggles, the importance of staying together, and no matter how long, of course, the war goes on, we have to every day, you know, we can't tire, you know, the support and everything that is needed.
Усім глядачам я хочу в першу чергу подякувати і низько вклонити і Україні.
First of all, I want just to say thank you to all our people who support and watch this live translation, and for sure, very thank you for your support.
Ця допомога наскільки є великою, що я не знаю, чи кожен українець тільки низько вклониться, чи це буде, мені це ще серце для вас усіх.
So for sure, it's just not enough to say thank you to all people who support Ukraine and the Ukrainians, and my heart is just open, very warm country who will invite you just after finish of war.
Я вірю, що з вашою допомогою Збройні сили України виженуть ворога із нашої території.
I believe what with your support, our army will win.
And we will continue to do so.